So, you think you've got it all figured out, huh? You're sitting there, comfortable, safe in your home, thinking the world is this logical, predictable place. But what if I told you that just beneath that thin veneer of civilization, there's this abyss? A darkness filled with questions that have no answers. Puzzles with missing pieces deliberately scattered by monsters who walked among us. We're talking about crimes so baffling, so twisted, that they've haunted investigators for decades, even centuries. These aren't just stories. They're open wounds on the face of history. Reminders that evil is real and sometimes it gets away clean. We're about to pull on a thread and unravel some of the most bone-chilling cold cases known to man. These are the cases that keep detectives up at night, the ones that become obsessions. Tonight, we're not just looking at the files, we're stepping into the shadows. The JonBenet Ramsey case. Man, this one is just a gut punch. You have this 6-year-old girl, a child beauty queen, living in this big fancy house in Boulder, Colorado. Christmas night, 1996. Everything seems perfect on the outside, right? The American dream. Then the next morning, she's gone. Her mother, Patsy, finds this bizarre 2.5-page ransom note on the stairs. A note that's weirdly long, demanding a very specific amount, $118,000, almost her father's recent bonus. It's just strange from the jump. The whole thing feels off. The police show up, but the scene is a mess. Friends and family are coming and going, contaminating everything. It's a procedural nightmare. The note says not to call the cops, but they do. It says they'll call in the morning, but they don't. Hours crawl. John Ramsey gets impatient. Police tell him to search again, top to bottom. And that's when he finds her. Not kidnapped and miles away, but in the basement, in their own home. She'd been strangled, her skull fractured. It's horrific. Instantly, the investigation turns inward. The focus shifts to the parents, John and Patsy. The strange ransom note, written on a notepad from inside the house, with a pen from inside the house. Pineapple in her stomach, something her parents initially said she didn't eat. Every detail adds confusion, a rabbit hole of conflicting evidence and theories. Years go by. Intruders, family, then DNA that cleared the Ramseys, only to become controversial itself. Killer or contamination? Chapter 2. All right, let's go back to post-war Los Angeles, 1947. The era of film noir, a city of dreams, and broken promises. Right in the middle of it, you get the Black Dahlia. A woman with her child finds what she thinks is a mannequin, but it's Elizabeth Short, 22. What was done to her? Nightmares. Severed, drained, meticulously cleaned. The killer wasn't just brutal, they were theatrical. They posed her, carved a Glasgow smile. The media went insane. The Black Dahlia, a dark Hollywood myth overnight. A massive investigation. Tips, confessions, taunts sent to the press, wiped clean with gasoline. Doctors, jilted lovers, small-time crooks, even famous names. Every lead goes cold. To this day, nobody knows who did it. The killer performed and left the stage. If you want to talk about a killer who played a game with the world, you have to talk about the Zodiac. Northern California, late 60s and early 70s. Couples attacked on remote roads, gun, knife, brutal, seemingly random. But the performance was the letters, arrogant manifestos with details only the killer knew. He sent ciphers, daring police and the public to unmask him. The Z408 was solved in a week by a schoolteacher and his wife. No identity, just ego and bloodlust. The Z340 took over 50 years, solved in 2020. More taunts, denials, bravado. Arthur Lee Allen, watch, proximity, comments. But DNA and handwriting never nailed him. The case went cold, the legend grew. He claimed 37, 5 are definitive. A killer who used a pen and a postage stamp as weapons, just as effectively as a gun. This is the Zodiac speaking, and a whole city would hold its breath. Chapter 4. Now let's jump to something more recent, but just as chilling. The Long Island serial killer. It starts in 2010 looking for Shannon Gilbert, missing after a frantic 911 call. But what they found wasn't Shannon. It was another woman wrapped in burlap, and then another, and another, and another, all within a quarter mile. 4 women, escorts advertising on Craigslist. The police realized this is a serial killer. He used the dense brush as a dumping ground, a graveyard hidden in plain sight. Over the next year, partial remains of at least 6 more people, including a man and a toddler. The victims were scattered wider. Some remains dated back to the mid-90s. A methodical local, intimate with the area, targeting vulnerable people via the internet, hunting in isolation. Then July 2023, a break. Rex Hoyerman, 59, arrested, lived a short drive away, linked by DNA from a tossed pizza crust and burner phones allegedly used to contact victims. Charged in several Gilgo 4 murders, prime suspect in another. The ghost may have a face, but the case is far from over. It's a terrifying reminder. These monsters can be anyone, your neighbor, your colleague, the guy you pass every day. Chapter 5. This one is heartbreaking, a victim nobody could even name for over 65 years. February 1957, a college student finds a cardboard box. Inside, a little boy, 4 to 6, malnourished, hair crudely cut, scars. This wasn't a happy life, a massive investigation, posters everywhere. The case went national, America's unknown child. No name, no family, theories, foster home, troubling claims, never substantiated. Then, in late 2022, DNA and genealogy gave him his name back. Joseph Augustus Zarelli. Parents identified. A breakthrough that opened new questions. It's still an active homicide. They found his name, but his killer is still a ghost. Chapter 6. A spy thriller mystery. 1970, Isdalen Valley. A woman's burned body wedged in rocks, labels cut, no ID, over 50 sleeping pills. She inhaled soot, alive when set on fire. Suicide or murder? Chapter 7. Foggy, gaslit London, 1888, Whitechapel. The origin story of the modern bogeyman, Jack the Ripper. Female prostitutes targeted, throats cut, bodies mutilated, suggesting anatomical knowledge. Letters flooded in, from hell arriving with half a kidney. Theatrical evil, endless suspects, no definitive answer, at least 5 murders, and then it stops. Chapter 8. New Orleans, 1918 to 1919. Italian grocers targeted, entry by chisel, attacks with their own axes. Then a letter. The axeman promised to spare homes playing jazz. That night, the city erupted in music and nobody was killed. A few more attacks, and then it stopped. Never caught, never identified, so there you have it. John Bonet, the Black Dahlia, the Zodiac, Gilgo Beach, the boy in the box, the Isdal woman. These aren't campfire stories. Real people, real families. The not knowing is what haunts us.